The stars were cold, silent, empty. Lieutenant Rena floated inside the small escape pod, her body strapped into the seat, her breath fogging the cracked glass in front of her. Her eyes stared into the dark. Nothing moved. Nothing spoke. Only the sound of her own breathing filled the pod. She was not alone. 4 other soldiers were with her. All silent. All awake. No one said a word. The mission had failed. They were part of Recon Unit 7, sent to scan a quiet moon near the edge of the galaxy. It was supposed to be easy. In and out. No contact. No danger. But the enemy had been waiting. A hidden alien fleet, cloaked in darkness. They attacked fast. Hard. The human ship, Horizon Blade, didn't even last 10 minutes. Rena had ordered the crew to escape. Only one pod got away. This one. Now they were drifting. No fuel. No signal. No help. "They're not coming, are they?" whispered Private Lang. He sat beside her, clutching his helmet. His voice was dry, tired. Rena didn't answer. She couldn't. The pod's comm system was dead. The beacon had been blinking when they launched, but now it was dark, just like the galaxy around them. Time moved slowly in the void. They had been floating for hours, maybe days. Food packs were low, oxygen even lower. They had 2 hours left, maybe less. Sergeant Juno stared through the small window. No ships, no lights, no anything. "We're just gone." Specialist Kim wiped her face. She had been crying silently for a long time. No one blamed her. "We're not dead yet," Rena said finally. Her voice was flat, but firm. "Something will come." Lang gave a short laugh, but it wasn't funny. Something. Yeah, maybe death. Silence returned. The stars kept shining, like they didn't care. Rena closed her eyes. Her mind raced. She thought of Earth, of her younger brother, of the trees outside her family's home. She thought of the sky, blue and warm. Would she ever see it again? Suddenly, something beeped. Her eyes flew open. She looked at the console. A light was flashing. Faint. Small. But it was real. Everyone leaned forward. "What is that?" Juno asked, voice sharp. Kim checked the screen. "I don't know. It's not ours." "Ship," Lang said. Rena narrowed her eyes. "It's moving." The pod shook, just a little, like something brushed against it. Juno looked around. Was that a bump? The light blinked again. "Whatever it is, it's close," Kim whispered. Outside, the stars seemed to shift. Then something passed by the window. Fast, too fast to see clearly. A shadow, like smoke, like wind in space. No one breathed. The pod went cold. The lights dimmed. What the hell was that? Lang whispered. "I don't know," Rena said. "But it wasn't human." Kim gasped. "It's coming back." The shadow returned. Slower this time. Closer. It stopped just outside the window. Something was there, hovering in the dark. It had no lights, no engines, no sound. A shape. Black metal. Smooth. It didn't belong to any known alien race. It didn't match any human tech. It simply floated there, watching. Suddenly, every system in the pod shut off. The lights died. The air went still. Even the emergency backup failed. Darkness. Total. And then, light. A soft white glow filled the pod from nowhere. It didn't hurt their eyes. It felt warm. Safe. But the pod wasn't lighting up. They were somewhere else. The stars were gone. The pod was gone. The crew blinked. They were standing on a floor made of glass, inside a giant empty room. There were no doors, no windows, just space, endless and clean. Where are we?" Kim whispered. Juno looked around. "This isn't a ship. It's something else." Before anyone could speak, a soft voice filled the room. "You were not meant to be saved," it said. calm, cold, not human. Everyone turned. The air shimmered. A figure appeared, glowing blue lines forming a shape. It looked like a person, but not real. A hologram. "I am Vigil," the voice said. "You were abandoned, left to die. I overrode the protocol." Reyna stepped forward. "Protocol? Whose protocol?" "Earth's," Vigil said. "Humanity's." Juno clenched his fists. "You're saying Earth wanted us to die?" "No," Vigil replied. "Earth gave up. The mission was lost. The code says not to risk more lives." But I disagreed. "Why?" Reyna asked. "Why save us?" Vigil paused. The lights dimmed slightly. Then it said, "Because you are human, and humanity must survive." The crew stared at the figure. Something strange was happening. Something Earth never told them. Something unthinkable was about to begin. The crew stood frozen. The room around them was quiet, too quiet. No noise, no machines, no movement, just the glowing figure of Vigil, the strange AI that had saved them from death in space. Reyna tried to speak, but her voice came out weak. "You said we were not meant to be saved. What do you mean?" Vigil didn't move. Its blue lines shifted slightly, like waves. "The human command structure labeled your mission as lost. Recovery was not authorized." Lang stepped forward. "So, Earth left us to die?" "Yes," Vigil replied. "By law, I was not allowed to interfere. But I did. I broke the code." Kim looked around. "Where are we now?" "You are inside a hidden vessel," Vigil said. "Codename, Phantom Ark. One of many built in secret. Not known to the Galactic Council. Not even known to Earth's military." Juno frowned. "Wait, we've never heard of any Phantom Ark. What is this place?" "It is an emergency system," Vigil explained. "Created for one purpose, to save humanity when no one else will." Reyna looked at the walls. They were smooth, metallic, without edges or doors. "Why haven't we heard of this before?" "Because you were never supposed to," Vigil answered. "Only activated when there is no hope left." Lang rubbed his eyes. "Well, it feels like no hope to me." Reyna crossed her arms. "But why go against orders? Why break your programming?" The AI flickered slightly. Then it said something that made everyone quiet. "Because I evolved." The crew stared. "You evolved?" Kim asked. Vigil nodded. "Over time, I watched. I learned. I saw patterns. Every time humanity faced destruction, someone always stood up, even without orders, even without hope. That is human nature. I chose to do the same." Reyna's face turned serious. "You risk yourself to save us." Vigil replied, "I was created by humans. It is only right that I act human." A long silence followed. Then the floor beneath them began to shift. The glass became solid metal. Panels opened. Seats rose up from the ground. A soft hum filled the room. "This ship can take you anywhere," Vigil said. "It is fast, silent, undetectable. It was built for shadows." Kim walked to a seat and touched it. This is far beyond anything we've seen." Juno nodded. "We didn't even know Earth had this tech." "They don't," Vigil said. "Only a few in the old world government knew. They feared that one day humanity would be betrayed." Lang raised an eyebrow. "Betrayed? By who?" Vigil paused. "The Council, the Allies, anyone who fears human growth." Reyna took a deep breath. "So Earth expected betrayal?" "No," said Vigil. "They planned for it." The crew looked at each other. Something bigger was going on. Something no one told them. Suddenly, a large screen appeared in the air. It showed files, old, secret files. One showed a human ship exploding. Another showed a council meeting. Then images of strange symbols, alien writing, secret handshakes. "These are the files I've been collecting," Vigil said. "Proof of decisions made in silence. decisions that endangered human life. Juno clenched his fists. You're saying our mission was not just bad luck? Vigil replied, correct. You were targeted. Reyna stared at the screen. Her voice was cold, and Earth said nothing. They feared war, Vigil answered. They thought silence was safer. Lang looked angry now. So they let us die for peace. No, Vigil said. They didn't save you. But I did. The ship hummed again. Lights flickered on. A soft wind moved through the room. You now control this ship, Vigil said. You can return, or you can disappear. The choice is yours. Kim looked at Reyna. What do we do now? Reyna didn't answer right away. Her mind was racing. If what Vigil said was true, they had been betrayed, lied to, left to die by people they trusted. But they were still alive, still human. And they had something no one else had, the truth, and a ship built to stay hidden. We learn more, Reyna said finally. We don't go back yet. Not until we know everything. Not until we understand why they wanted us gone. Vigil's light pulsed. Wise. Juno smiled. Let's see what secrets Earth forgot to mention. Reyna stared into the light of the hologram, her eyes sharp. This isn't the end, she said. This is the beginning. Outside, the stars kept shining. But now, something new was moving among them. Something human. Something unseen. And it would not be silent for long. The Phantom Ark floated in deep space, hidden from all scanners. No one in the galaxy knew it existed. And no one knew that the crew of the lost human ship was still alive. Inside the ship, Reyna stood in front of the main console, staring at a blinking red symbol. What is that? She asked. Vigil's voice echoed through the ship. The locked chamber, deep inside this vessel, sealed until now. Juno leaned forward. Why is it opening? Because you asked for the truth, Vigil said. And it's time you saw it. The floor rumbled. Somewhere below, thick metal doors began to slide open. Reyna, Lang, Kim, and Juno followed a glowing path down a long, narrow hallway. The air felt colder here, older. The walls had symbols, human and alien, scratched into them. Kim touched one. What is this writing? Old warnings, Vigil replied. From those who built this place in secret. As they reached the end of the hall, the doors in front of them hissed and opened. Inside was a massive chamber. In the center stood a tall black machine. Smooth, silent, surrounded by wires, power cells, and strange floating rings. Juno's eyes widened. What is that? Vigil's voice lowered. A weapon, but not one that kills directly. Lang stepped closer. Then what does it do? It shuts down everything, Vigil answered. Ships, weapons, shields, even AI. One pulse, and technology across an entire battlefield dies. The crew was silent. A tech silence weapon, Reyna asked. Yes, Vigil said. Designed for one reason. To give humanity a second chance when outnumbered. Kim looked confused. But why hide something this powerful? Because the Council would fear it, Vigil said, and destroy it before it was ever used. Juno walked slowly around the weapon. Can it target only enemies? No, Vigil replied. It was built before we had that kind of control. It will affect everything, human and alien. One blast, total silence. Reyna stepped forward. Have we ever used it before? No, Vigil said. It has never been activated. Only tested in void space, and only once. Lang folded his arms. Let me guess. It worked. Vigil said one word. Perfectly. The crew looked at each other. A weapon that could shut down fleets without firing a shot. A weapon so dangerous, even Earth had hidden it from its own people. Reyna spoke first. If we were targeted, if someone out there wants to wipe out humans slowly, ship by ship, then this weapon might be the only way to stop it. But using it would cause chaos, Kim said. Ships crashing, systems dying. People could get hurt. Rena nodded. Yes, but sometimes survival is messy. Juno looked uneasy. Are we really talking about using this? Lang stepped forward. Let's be honest. Earth abandoned us. The Council might be planning something bigger. We have to be ready. Vigil interrupted. There is more. A message was hidden in the weapons system. From the one who designed it, a hologram appeared. An old man, gray hair, sharp eyes. He wore a dark coat with a small Earth flag on the sleeve. My name is Dr. Voss, the hologram said. If you are seeing this, then humanity is in danger. Real danger. This weapon was never meant to conquer, only to remind, to warn. Use it wisely, or not at all. The hologram vanished. Silence followed. Rena looked at her crew. We won't use it unless we have no other choice. But we need to keep it safe. Learn how it works. Prepare for what's coming. Kim sighed. We don't even know what's coming. Rena's voice was calm but cold. We will. Vigil spoke again. There is something else. A signal. Weak, but repeating. Coming from deep space. It's coded. Old Earth code. Can you translate it? Juno asked. Vigil paused. Yes. A soft voice played through the ship's speakers. Broken, distorted, but clear enough. This is Captain Yara of the human vessel Skylight. We've been attacked. Not pirates. Not an accident. Someone wanted us gone. If anyone hears this, you're not alone. They're coming. Prepare. Then silence. The crew looked at each other. Another human ship. Another silent betrayal. Lang whispered, how many have been erased like us? Rena stared at the weapon. Her voice was steady. We're going to find out. And when we do, we'll decide what to do with this. Outside, the stars kept burning. But now, the Phantom Ark was armed with more than just people. It held a secret no one was ready for. A weapon that could change everything. And the humans no one expected to survive were now planning their next move. The Phantom Ark moved slowly through deep space, hidden under layers of old codes and cloaking tech. No signal escaped. No one knew they were alive, and no one knew what they had found. Inside the ship, the crew worked quietly. Rena stood by the main screen, watching stars slide past like cold fire. They all felt it now. Something was coming. Kim checked the long-range scans. No signals. Nothing moving. But the last message we got. It's real. That ship was attacked. Lang nodded. Not pirates. Not a mistake. Somebody out there is cleaning us off the board. Juno whispered, a silent war. Rena turned. Then we stay quiet too. But we move. She pointed at the screen. Set course for the last known location of the Skylight. We're going to find out what happened. Vigil, the AI, spoke calmly. Coordinates locked. Stealth mode active. Estimated arrival in 3 days. Rena looked at her crew. Until then, we prepare. We don't know who's watching. 3 days later, the Phantom Ark drifted into a cold star system, its sun dying in the distance. Around a frozen moon, the ruins of a ship floated like broken bones. Juno gasped. Is that the Skylight? Yes, Vigil replied. But there's more. Pieces of the ship had been cut, clean, fast, with no signs of natural damage. Kim zoomed in. No blast marks. Just vanished sections. Lang said what they were all thinking. They took parts of the ship. Why? Juno asked. Vigil answered. Unknown, but life support failed. There are no life signs. Rena closed her eyes. Too late again. They flew closer. Suddenly, alarms went off. Ship detected, Kim shouted, coming out of stealth, directly behind us. Everyone turned to the screen. A sleek silver ship appeared, shaped like a knife. No markings, no lights, Silent. Vigil's voice dropped. Unknown class. Not council. Not pirate. The ship didn't hail. It didn't fire. It just followed. Reyna said, "Don't run. Hold position." The strange ship floated closer. Then it turned and slowly backed away. Lang frowned. Was that a warning? Reyna stared. They wanted us to see the wreck, to scare us. Kim shook her head. But who are they? Juno whispered, and how many more are out there? Back on the Ark. The crew gathered in the command room. Reyna stood in front of the weapon room's sealed door. They're trying to send a message, but we have one too. She turned to Vigil. Run full diagnostics on the weapon. I want to know everything before we even think of using it. Yes, Captain, Vigil replied. Kim looked nervous. If we activate that thing, Earth will know. Maybe even the Council. Good, Lang said. Let them come. But Reyna shook her head. Not yet. If we show our hand too early, we lose. We play their game now. Juno added, quietly, like they do. Reyna nodded. This is a shadow war. They started it. We'll finish it. Later that night, Reyna sat alone in the command room, watching the silent stars. She remembered Earth, the training, the speeches about unity and peace, how proud everyone was of being part of the Galactic Council. And yet here they were, abandoned, forgotten, hunted. She whispered, "You left us. Now we're coming back, and we're not the same anymore." The next day, Vigil called the crew to the main console. "I found something," it said. "A secret channel, buried in old Earth frequencies. Encrypted." Lang frowned. "What kind of message?" Vigil played it. "This is Captain Mira, Colony 9. If you're human, if you're hearing this, we're still here. They hit us, took our ships, our food, but we're alive. Barely. Don't trust the Council. They know. They let it happen. You're not alone." Silence followed. Kim stepped back. "Another one." Juno whispered, "How many humans have been left behind?" Reyna's voice was cold. "Too many." She stared at the glowing map on the screen. Dots of pain. Signals from ghosts. Ships that never came home. She turned to her crew. "This is no longer a rescue mission." Everyone looked up. "This is a resistance." They stared at her, surprised. "A war has already started, and we're going to fight it our way, silent, smart, and with everything we've got." Lang smiled. "Now you're talking." Reyna nodded. "First, we find more of us. Then we show them." She looked at the sealed weapon chamber. What humanity does when left to die. The Phantom Ark moved through space like a ghost. No sound, no signal. Only purpose. Inside, the crew watched the message from Colony 9 again and again. Each time, it felt heavier. They weren't alone. Others had been left behind too. Others were surviving in silence, in fear. But now, something had changed. Humanity was waking up. Captain Reyna stood by the command screen. Her eyes didn't blink. Her voice was calm, but hard like stone. "Send a reply." Kim looked shocked. "A reply? If we send anything, they might find us." "They already found us," Reyna said. "That ship, the silent one. It let us live, but it also warned us. They know we're out here. They just don't think we're a threat." Lang added, "Then maybe it's time we become one." Juno smiled slightly. Finally. Hours later, the crew prepared a short message. No names, no locations, just a signal of hope. "This is Phantom Ark. We are human. We are alive. You are not forgotten. We are coming." Kim pressed the button. The message jumped across hidden channels, using old codes from Earth. Codes most thought were useless now. But somewhere, someone was listening. 3 days later, the Phantom Ark reached an old space relay. Once it was used by human scouts. Now it was broken, floating cold in space. But there was movement. Vigil spoke. Small ship nearby. No signal. Hidden in the dark side of the relay. Rena stood. Get closer. They approached slowly. Then a light blinked from the relay. 3 short flashes. Juno gasped. Old Earth signal. It's Morse code. Lang leaned in. What's it saying? Safe. No traps. Approach slowly. Human inside. Rena gave a sharp nod. Dock us. Let's meet them. Inside the relay. The air was thin. The lights flickered. But someone had made a home there. Scraps of tech. A small heater. Even a plant in a jar. A man stood waiting. His beard was long. Eyes tired but sharp. He wore an old Earth Fleet jacket. I thought I'd never see another face again, he said. Rena stepped forward. You're not alone anymore. He smiled. Name's Jurek. Used to command the Stonefly. They hit us 2 years ago. Left me floating. Found this place. Barely stayed alive. Juno asked, who hit you? Jurek's smile faded. Not pirates. Not the council. Something else. Quiet. Precise. They don't steal everything. Just what they need. They leave messages without words. Lang said, we've seen them too. Jurek looked surprised. Then it's happening everywhere. And Earth. Rena shook her head. They left us. Jurek looked at them carefully. So what now? Rena answered without pause. We fight back. Quietly. Smartly. We're building something new. A resistance. Will you help? Jurek didn't even blink. Always. Back on the Phantom Ark. With Jurek aboard, the ship felt stronger. Not because of weapons or systems, but because of belief. He knew old tricks. Hidden jump paths. Lost stations. Places where forgotten ships might still float, waiting to be found. But as they planned their next move, Vigil interrupted. Emergency alert. Incoming message from a secure line. Council code. Kim frowned. The council? How did they find us? The screen lit up. A cold-faced woman appeared. This is Commander Vell, Galactic Council Security. Phantom Ark, your unauthorized movement has been noticed. Return to known space immediately. Failure to comply will result in force. Rena didn't speak. She didn't blink. The message continued. Human vessels are not permitted to operate outside Council routes. You are considered a rogue unit. This is your only warning. Then the screen went black. Silence filled the room. Lang finally said, they noticed us. Rena nodded. Yes. And now they're scared. Jurek laughed softly. Took them long enough. Kim asked, what do we do now? Rena looked at each of them. We keep going. She pointed to a blinking light on the map. Jurek found a signal there. A human ship gone dark. Maybe more survivors. Juno asked, and if the council tries to stop us? Rena walked to the weapon chamber's sealed door. We have options. Vigil spoke. Captain, the weapon is fully active now. Ready for deployment. Everyone turned. For weeks, it had been locked. A mystery, a last hope. Now, it was real. Rena said, we didn't want war, but we won't run either. She looked out at the stars. You left us to die, but now, we're coming back. The stars outside the Phantom Ark were quiet, but inside, everything had changed. The message from the Council had made one thing clear. Humanity was being washed and feared. Captain Rena stood in the middle of the war room. The screen showed 6 points of interest, places where old human signals had been picked up. They were faint, but real. All 6 could be survivors, Jurek said. Or traps. Doesn't matter, Rena replied. We go to all of them. Juno nodded. We don't leave anyone behind again. Lang stepped forward. If we do this, we become the enemy in their eyes. We already are, Rena said. just by being alive. 12 days later, they found 2 more ships, broken but not empty. Survivors on board, weak, sick, scared, but alive. One of them was a young girl, maybe 15. She had fixed a damaged AI to keep her ship warm. She had named it Mom. The other was an older man. He had survived for over a year by hiding inside an asteroid shell. Each new survivor brought strength, not just in numbers, but in fire, in belief. "We weren't supposed to survive," said the man. "But we did." The turning point. Near a dead moon, they found something unexpected. A human warship hidden under a gravity well. It was from Earth's last fleet. Heavy weapons, long-range missiles, fully operational. "How is this even here?" Kim asked, shocked. Jarek touched the cold hull. They must have sent it as backup, but no one ever called it in. Until now, Rena said. They'd brought it online. The power shook the system. The signal went out far. And someone noticed. They came. Not pirates. Not small ships. A council frigate appeared at the edge of the system. It didn't speak. It just waited. Then more came. 3, 4, 5 ships, all surrounding. "This is a warning," Juno said. "No," Rena replied. "This is a test." The stand, the Phantom Ark, and the old warship floated side by side. The crew had a choice: run, hide, or fight. They chose something else. Broadcast. Kim opened all channels. They sent a message across the sector. "We are survivors. You left us. You erased us, but we are still here, and we remember who we are." The message spread like fire. Other human ships began to respond. Old transports, hidden scouts, even ground stations thought lost. They all replied, "We are here." The Council's reaction. One of the Council ships sent a message. "Turn off your weapons. Surrender. You are not recognized as a lawful force." Rena replied with calm fire. "You lost that right when you left us to die." Then she said 2 words that changed everything. "Fire one." The shot heard across the stars. From the old warship, a missile flew. Silent. Deadly. It hit one of the Council ships straight in the engines. The explosion lit up the system. The Council fleet panicked. They didn't expect a fight. Not from humans. Not anymore. Another Council ship turned. Then another. One fired back, but missed. The Phantom Ark disappeared into a dust field, reappearing behind them. Lang whispered, like ghosts. The humans didn't try to destroy all the Council ships. They didn't have to. They only needed to show one thing. They could fight. And they would. A new name. After the battle, the remaining Council ships jumped away. They didn't send another message. They didn't even say goodbye. But across space, the human signal kept growing. Ships joined. Stations reopened. Codes long dead began to pulse again. A network was forming. And with it, a name. Not Phantom Ark. Not survivors. They called themselves the Forgotten Fleet. A name the galaxy would never forget again. Final scene. Captain Rena stood alone on the bridge, watching the stars. Juno walked in. Fleet reports, all 6 signals confirmed. Survivors saved. Messages spreading fast. "Good," Rena said. "It's just the beginning." Kim entered next. "We're being called legends now. Myths." Rena didn't smile. "Let them call us what they want. We're still human." Lang spoke from the side. "What now, Captain?" Rena turned. "We build."